I mean, the thing about a fanzine was holding it in your hand, right? And looking at the way it had been put together, and the punk way it had been put together, quite frankly. And it had a staple in it, and that is a fanzine, right?
Welcome to the Jamming Fanzine podcast. In late 1977, as a school kid in South London inspired by the DIY culture of punk, I started a music zine. I had no long-term plan and certainly no idea that over the next decade, jamming would grow to become a national, even an international monthly magazine.
But then you would actually go and interview Pete Townsend. It's like, what?
Who?
Yeah. I mean, and McCartney. It's like, no, you're a fanzine. You're not supposed. No, that was amazing. That's what completely marked you out.
And I certainly could not have imagined that in 2021 there would be a full-colour book collecting together what we have called the best of jamming, selections and stories from the fanzine that grew up, 1977 to 86.
You know, when I look at in the book, when you talk to Madness, we'd really let our guard down a little bit there. I think that's the great thing of fanzines, that people relax a little bit more, musicians relax a little bit more, and you get a little bit more out of them, I think.
It's packed with reproduced interviews, articles, photographs and cartoons, includes fresh recollections from those who were part of the jamming story, and comes complete with a foreword by Billy Bragg. For the Jamming Fanzine podcast, I'm hosting conversations with some of these former contributors, photographers, musicians, scenesters and school friends, and seeing if we can't, through the rose-tinted glasses of history, offer some sort of perspective on the heady days of that heavyweight decade.
It was just the joy of going, yeah, this is really good. There are some really good interviews in here. There's all sorts of bands in here. You should see it. What is it? Oh, it's a fanzine. Yeah, great. Because there are a few around, but none, obviously, that I thought were as good as jamming.
The Jamming Fanzine podcast will drop every other Thursday from September 23rd, the book's UK publication date, unless we are, in true fanzine tradition, late to the proverbial printers. Hit subscribe now, and we'll see you on the podcast stack.
Do you want to buy a copy of Jamming?